Okay, so let's see how we can figure out how to evaluate the author of a website. So, websites can include news sources. So, right now I have pulled up an article written by the Washington Post, a news article written by the Washington Post. So, this is considered a website. And the title of this news article is American Medicine Was Built on the Backs of Slaves, and it still affects how doctors treat patients today. So it's again on that topic of unwilling experimentation being done on African Americans and all the racism that's involved in that. Let's find out who our author is. Luckily, the Washington Post lists its authors at the beginning of their articles. A lot of times on websites, it'll either be at the beginning or at the very end of the article, so you could probably just scroll down and see they have it listed down here as well. So definitely try to find it at the beginning or the end. Sometimes they won't have an author listed, and you just have to assume that the organization as a whole wrote it. So in that case, not my fave. Love it when they actually list an author, but sometimes you can't help it and you just have to sort of evaluate the organization as a whole. But here we see, I do not know how to pronounce this lady's last name, so my apologies to her. But it says that Kathleen Bakinski is a postdoctoral fellow at the Division of Medical Humanities at NYU Langone Health. Great. So we know that as of 2 years ago, because that's when this was published, this lady had a job at the Division of Medical Humanities at New York University. Makes me feel pretty good. Medical humanities just means that you're focusing on the social side of medicine. So definitely that sounds like what this topic is. So I feel pretty good about her. But let's go ahead and Google her to make sure that this isn't a lie, right? We definitely want to make sure. So we can see here um, there's definitely a few things that come up for her. Scholar, oh, I like that. But the first thing that comes up is what looks like her faculty page on a college that she teaches at. So maybe she's moved on. She has a new job since 2018. Looks like that's the case. So clicking on this, I can see that Kathleen Bakinski is an assistant professor in the public health program at Muhlenberg College. So definitely I feel like she has expertise in this topic of this news article, and I feel pretty good about her as an author. I also see that, like the other one, she has her education listed. She has a bachelor's, a master's in public health, and a PhD. Columbia is very fancy, so congratulations to her. So she is actually a doctor. She's Dr. Kathleen Bakinski. Looks like she has her teaching interests and her research interests listed. So if we wanted to, we could read through there. We could see her recent publications, see what she normally writes about, makes us see if it was out of character for her to write about racism in medicine or not. It definitely looks like her teaching interests are talking about interdisciplinary things around public health. She definitely seems like she's a good person. I would probably give her a 2 or 3. She seems like she knows what she's talking about. She does not have a focus specifically on racism in medicine, which if I was to give her a wholehearted rate of a 3, I would want her to have that. But she does seem like she knows what she's talking about. So I would probably give her a 2 or a 3.